everyone. Today in Warframe, we're going to go over how to farm all of the Drifter Duviri Paradox melee weapons, as well as the best ones for your Drifter. It's very simple all in all how to farm them. All you have to do, once you've unlocked all of the Duviri Paradox, you can run into either one of these, but you need to farm them through either the Duviri experience or through the lone story. Because you need to farm Pathos Clamps from the Orowyrm in order to grab the Drifter melee weapons. All things considered, pretty simple farm, but a lot of people have asked, like, how do I get them? You know, where are they? I've killed the Orowyrm. Where do I actually pick up my Drifter melee weapon? And it's pretty simple. It's just in Teshin's cave, and we'll go over every single one of them. This is the default first Drifter melee weapon you get, the Sun and Moon, right? Dual Nakana. It has a special attack when you're blocking, and when you do a heavy, it does double slash wave, right? Not too bad. But as you can see, this is the cave, and just over here is the Drifter melee weapons. The first one, Sun and Moon. Like I said, you unlock it and get the blueprint and everything from just completing the main story. The target dummy over here shows what the attacks look like. You can do that, right? It's pretty good heavy attack. We can do melee speed on crits. I wonder if that works here. It doesn't look like it because you don't technically get hits off in crits. But the double slash does work pretty well. And then you see a little cooldown in the middle, that little bar. So that's the Sun and Moon. That's the very first weapon you get. These are the light attacks, right? These are the heavy attacks. Just forward, up, down. Not too shabby. The second weapon is the Syam. This is a single sword. Is it a Nakana? I don't think so. Yeah, sure. Let's call it one for now. Either way, one-handed sword. All things considered, not bad. Maybe it is a Syam. Yeah, it looks like a Nakana. Right? Not bad. That's the light attack. This is heavy attack. Just this motion over and over. And when you block and use the heavy attack, it goes in a little spinny circle like that and hits the enemies. But you haven't seen it fully go off because I actually have to hit him. So hey, this is how the heavy attack works, right? You just kind of keep spinning. Yeah, it is a cool Nakana. Confirmed. 10 out of 10. So when you actually go block and then heavy attack, it does a bunch of little slashes, extra slashes, but sadly, it doesn't show up on the statue. Yeah, this is a regular Nakana. The next weapon, the Azothane, this would be a two-handed Nakana. As you can see, the size differential is quite different on these. The attack is slower, larger swing, heavy swords go burr, two-handed Nakana, and then the heavy attack is as follows, right? Not too shabby. Now, here is where the special attacks start to get pretty cool, in my opinion. This one is a forward wave, okay? That's right. It shoots out like 5-6 beams right there. All of them do like a ton of, I think, either ice or heat. I think it's ice damage usually. And you know what? Not too mad at that. The Drifter like dummy here isn't the perfect target to show it off, but it's not bad. We'll look at all of the stats of the Drifter melee weapons after, but for now we're just taking a look at them in here because, you know, they're all pretty cool. Next we have the Edun, right? Ooh, now this is a, what are they considered? Polearm? Either way, pretty cool weapon. This is the light attack. I do actually really like it. You just kind of spin it around. Nice, nice. Heavy attack is as follows, spin to win. And I think it has the specialty of block, heavy attack. Yeah, that's right. Little block in front of there, you know, throw everything in front of you. It's a pretty cool weapon. I need to use it more if we're being honest. But hey, it looks pretty good overall. And let's do this again. Wah! Forward attack. Forward sand attack. Looks better when it hits natural, real enemies, but hey, that is the Edun. And finally, the Sampotes. This one costs 60 Pathos Clamps, whereas 1, 2, 3 of these costs 50 each, right? 50, 150 together. And then with this one, 210 Pathos Clamps to get all 4 of the melee weapon blueprints. So that is kind of how that works. You just light attack here. This weapon is probably the coolest and like one of the strongest in Drifter melee. Ow, ow. And this is the heavy attack. It just swangs the hammer like a little rock at the end of it, right? Pretty cool. And then this is the power strike. It shoots forward like an explosive on the ground charge. I like it, all things considered. I've only used all of these melees, like a little bit, not a ton, but a big fan of all of them. So we just go like this, then we go ba-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Right? More distance, the better one you have. It's the same with the Azothane, right? The more distance, the better it looks because it just goes far, right? Look at this. Boom! Looks way better at a longer distance, so all in all, pretty cool. Okay, let's head on back to the Orbiter and check out the stats of the Sun and Moon, Syam, Azothane, Edun, and Sampotes. There's only 5 of them, and I believe 3 out of 5 of them are pretty strong crit weapons, while 2 out of 5 of them are like a little weaker but higher status weapons. So you'll see about that, you'll see about that. We'll go directly into the, I guess, codex and take a look at them. I'll quickly show the building for it, because buying it through the Pathos Clamps in that area gets you the blueprint. If you want it for your Warframe itself, you do have to definitely remember to build it up in here, right? I'm building my Sampotes right now because it was the final one that I unlocked. Therefore, I can finally make this video, but you know, it is what it is. Let's take a look in the codex and see the stats of the new weapons. I have all of them but the Sampotes in my inventory, as you can tell, so we can sort them by rank. It always makes it easier. We have the Sun and Moon right here. This is a decent enough weapon with 20% crit and 2.4 crit multiplier, right? Not bad. 22% status as well. It's a two-handed Nikana, essentially. I think technically classified, new weapon. And it has 106 slash damage, 190 total, so slash is primary. It's a good weapon, cool weapon, all things considered. It's new, has a fast attack speed. Well, not amazingly fast, but decent enough with 1, so I think it's pretty cool. I like using it. You have the longer Nikana, shorter Nikana. So far, the combat with it seems to be pretty good, right? At least using it with the Drifter. The stats on Warframes are just stats on Warframes, so they are what they are. Next, we can take a look. Hey, let's take a look at the Syam. Syam is the home, Focus Warrior. Heavy attacks send forth shockwaves. So this is the hype, I think, two-handed. No, this is the one-handed Nikana. Sorry, they all look so similar to me. The Azothane is the two-handed Nikana, while the Syam is the like one-handed Nikana. So, yeah. Attack speed, same as the Sun and Moon. Lower crit multiplier, but slightly higher crit chance than the Sun and Moon. But this one's clearly more of a status weapon with way higher base attack, right? 34% status, split between slash puncture and then impact in half. Total 270. Pretty decent weapon. Not the highest slash, or sorry, crit, but you'll still want that. And you will want to mod it pretty well for like those status hits, because you're going to hit them with a lot of slash and with whatever stats you're actually going to use. And then when you use that sweet heavy attack, you're just going to get multiple hits off. So they're all pretty good. None of the weapons in Duviri melee-wise have bad stats, just some are stronger, some are worse. Here we have the Sampotes. As you can see, this thing's a powerhouse. 30% crit chance, 3 times crit multiplier, 28% status chance, with total damage being 248. Obviously mainly impact, but it actually has some puncture and slash. So I mean, that's pretty good. You can mod this thing to be quite the badass. The attack speed is 0.833 naturally, and then the heavy attack is also pretty good, right? Look at the damage. You could definitely have a sweet heavy attack build, no matter how you look at it with this thing by default. So it's really cool. I like it. 10 out of 10. Now I just have to like finish off building it. Here we have the Edun and then the Azothane up there. But here you have the Edun. 1 attack speed. All of this pretty normal, good range, right? It's beautiful. Now this thing has the highest crit chance with 34%, but therefore it has slightly lower crit multiplier with 2.6 times multiplier. But you can red crit with this thing easily, right? You can pull off really high crits, so if you like it and you like the custom attack, you'll love it. That mixed with the fact that it is, again, decent enough damage of 220 and primarily slash, right? Half of it's slash, the other half is between a puncture impact. It's definitely a good one. You'll want to use it. You'll want to test it out, right? And I think it, if you're like aiming with it as a Warframe, maybe you can throw it, or maybe I'm getting this one mixed up with another one. But either way, it's a really strong weapon. I might get the throwing mixed up with another one actually, but it's still really good. Use it, okay? Build it, use it, kill the enemies. Last but not least, right, we have the Azothane. Look at that, 1.17 attack speed with a pretty big amount of numbers. 34% crit chance. Wow, love it. 3 times crit multiplier. Okay, for the Edun, it is the heavy attacks, throw it, but only with your Warframe. It doesn't work properly with Drifter. Drifter just does that sand attack. Wow, has real nice range because it's a sweet two-handed Nakana, right? But the crit chance and the crit multiplier on this one, it's better than the Edun. It slaps. But because of that, the total damage is also lower at 170. Same as like, I think the Sun and Moon or one of the other Nakanas maybe. It is a lower overall total damage, but it's still a really good, really amazing red crit god two-handed Nakana, right? Build the hell out of it. The heavy attack's also really good, so I mean, like, obviously, what do you think's gonna happen? They give you a two-handed Nakana in Duviri and it's weak? No. This thing's a god, okay? Look at it. It's beautiful as well. I actually really like the design of all of the weapons in Duviri. For the lulz, we can quickly look at the Cinta, which is the new bow. This is like a Natarak bow, but a little harder, weirder to use. Still strong, but a little less cool, right? The quick shot damage is already pretty good, right? High status, lower crit, but whatever. But not a lot of people bother quick shotting a ton with bows. So the charge shot is pretty strong with 36% crit, 3 times crit multiplier, and 32 status, right? Hey, not bad. High puncture, lower, but also has slash, right? So high puncture, lower slash with a total of 800 damage. And then the perfect shot is more of a heat status proc that goes through enemies, hits a crit chance of 20, less crit multiplier, but high status. So this is a strong bow with a Natarak-like effect, or you can just charge fully and shoot people. So all things considered, it's really strong and it's really good as well. Even though it's not a Drifter melee, you have to farm this one up by doing owls in the open world. So yeah, all in all, they're all really strong. Use them, okay? Use them. Try them out and unlock them with your Drifter. As always, I appreciate everyone watching the videos, liking, subscribing, checking out any of the socials, right? So appreciate it, like. I do have an Epic Games creator code Pupsker. I know, right? Crazy. You can buy Fortnite, Warframe, Genshin, right? Any type of random Epic Game Store stuff, and it helps the channel, so appreciate it. And other than that, y'all watching always helps, so thank you, and I will see you next time. Cheers.